hope you're doing good. I am Nivya and today I'm going to speak on the only common topic requested in this channel, and that is how to speak English fluently with confidence. How to improve your communication skills specifically with English. I'll give you 10 ways to achieve this. While the first 7 are going to be things that you should be doing, the last 3 points are going to be things that you should not be doing. Since mine is a reading or book related channel, I have been asked several times whether reading helps in improving your fluency in English. So let's start with that itself. Yes, reading helps. But I want to put an additional point here which would be more beneficial, and that is reading aloud. Silent reading is not as helpful as reading aloud. When you read aloud, you're just not receiving, but you're also delivering. You're able to hear yourself, and hence you'll be able to improve the fluency in that language. Similarly, you'll be able to improve your modulation and also gain confidence. That's tip number 1. The second point is to watch English videos with English subtitles. It's a very helpful one. You can watch English movies, YouTube content, interviews, anything. But what I would suggest is listen to your own native country speakers. Like for example, if you're an Indian, then listen to more of Indian speakers who speak English. For Indians, I would suggest programs like Rendezvous with Simi Garewal and Tweak India with Twinkle Khanna. Both these are available on YouTube. I'll share the links in the description box in case you want to go ahead and watch them. People often suggest to watch cartoons, but I would say a no, because cartoons are more focused on pictures than the conversations. So I would encourage you to watch more videos where there are a lot of conversations included. Next point is kind of related, and that is listen to more English every day. Expose yourself to an environment where there is more people speaking in English. So if you know a person, your friend or your relative, your family member, anyone who knows English, then ask him or her to speak to you in English. You can also listen to English via audiobooks or podcasts. Cutting it there, why is it that you want to listen to English? Why is it that you want to watch more videos in English? Because you want to speak in that language. Then do that. That's the best capsule. Speak in English as much as you can. Speak with your friends or family members in English, because it's with them that you generally would have a wider conversation. Like for example, if it's at your workplace with your colleagues, you would just have a limited conversation. Like it would be, sure, I'll do that. Please let me know if any further details required. It's just limited. But if it's with your friends or family members, it's going to be generic, which means you'll have to use a lot more sentences and phrases than a few limited ones. If you're unable to speak in English with your friends and family members for whatever reasons, the best thing that you can do is speak to yourself in English. And that's the next point as well. Think in English. So to do that, firstly, you need to identify the questions that you generally ask yourself or the statements that you generally tell yourself. Like for example, I have a habit of generally asking myself, what am I supposed to do next? What to do now? So these are the questions that I do not ask aloud, but I think, like it's with me. Similarly, identify those questions or statements that you generally use. It could be, for example, for certain people, it would be, everything is going to be fine. So if it's those statements, next time on those statements, you should think in English. Consciously make an effort to think in English, at least those statements, those frequently used ones. Yes, it's going to be difficult in the initial stage, but once you make it as a habit, it will occur even unconsciously. The next point is writing. You can write about anything. Like you can write on how your day went. Diary writing is amazing. Or otherwise, just randomly take a topic every day and write about it. Like for example, A for apple. So start with apple. Write about apple, 1 paragraph. The next day, write about B for boy, about boy. C, next day, write about cat. Anything. But make sure that whatever 1 paragraph you wrote, ensure to read it aloud after you finish writing. The benefit of writing is that you get more time to think and then deliver, unlike speaking. So what is good here is that you get to structure your statements well. And since you're reading it aloud as well, you get to correct them. So both writing and then reading aloud the same paragraph, whatever you wrote, is very important. The next highly significant point is to practice on a daily basis. Whatever 6 points I mentioned before, ensure that you practice it on a daily basis. Just devoting 2 hours every week and then expecting you to master on any language, not just English, any language is just a false expectation. If you want to get into that flow of the language, you definitely have to surround yourself in that language on a daily basis. So now, what are the 3 do not do pointers? First one, do not learn or focus on words, rather study phrases. I'll tell you why. If you're thinking that you're going to learn the words first and then once it's done, you're going to start speaking in English, it's never going to happen. You may not be aware of a lot of words, but that's okay. Unconsciously itself, you'll try to fit in a lot of words that can go very well in those statements. For example, I'm using a statement. I'm witnessing a drastic change in myself after I started reading books. Now, neither person might not be aware what it means by witness or drastic. But when that person says, he or she might use it this way. I'm feeling a big change in myself after I started reading books. Done. The message is conveyed, and that's all that we need. That's the exact way you need to start with. There's no single person who knows every single word in a dictionary after all. The next do not be afraid of making mistakes, especially grammatical errors. A lot of people are scared to speak in English just because they're worried what others will think or say when they speak bad English. Just be open-minded. Do not be scared of being corrected. That's okay. Let people say or think what they want to, and you just continue with your job, which is to improve your communication skill. Just focus on yourself, not what others say or think. And I'm telling you, even people who are very efficient in that language are being judged. People are just waiting to find a mistake in their entire speech. Probably it's just to leave their ego. So it's up to you whether you want to get affected by it or not. And that's totally up to you. So I would say there are 2 approaches here. Either take it as an opportunity to learn and grow, or otherwise just ignore. Next do not is related to the previous point, but still I have to call it out, and that is do not care about your accent. You need to understand that even English native speakers, if you think so, have accents. Like American accent is different, British accent, Indian accent, you generally, differentiate it, right? So that's okay, let it be. All that you have to do is communicate, convey the message, and that's it. That is what is important. If you're scared of speaking in English, or if you're shy to speak in English because of your accent, just remember that you're not going to master in that language if you're not using it. So without caring about the accent, just go ahead and use the language. Remember that input without output is of no use. So just use the language as much as possible, and I'm just reiterating the same statement. Try to surround yourself with English, expose yourself maximum to that particular language. So if there's no one else to speak to you in English, speak to yourself in English, as I said. I'm sure all these points are going to benefit you if you utilize them well. With that, this is me, Navya, signing off. Bye, take care.